You take a person's life, cube it up, fold in several solid songs over the years, and what do you get? Episode 9 of the Fresh Baked Niche podcast, where the best half-baked conversations happen. I'm your Baker Patrick, and today, I'm gonna turn back time. A little cheesy, I know, I'm sorry. However, I'm talking about music in this episode, and specifically, the various stages of music I went through while growing up and just, to where I am now. But before all that, the song I've been listening to recently, and especially on repeat, is After Dark by Mr. Kitty, originally released in 2014 on the album Time. As someone who's caught between two worlds and going through, well, let's just say sad boy hours as of late, it's bringing me some much needed comfort. So, music. It's what joins us as people, guides us through life, and helps us keep grounded to it. I'm sure many of you out there can agree that our tastes do change over time. Now, I am someone who will listen to just about anything, and when I say that, I mean it. I have gone through some very distinct phases in my 30 years, and I just kind of want to walk down my memories museum with you today, and hey, bonus points if you catch any of the references along the way. I'll be putting a little tally in the description to let you know how many there were, and if you got them all. So starting off with my childhood, I would say till about 6th grade, I mostly listened to basically whatever my parents had on. So I ended up getting a real good helping of 80s rock / hip-hop in my system. And that can still be seen today, my usual go-tos. Some notable titles would probably be Out of Touch by Daryl Hall and John Oates, Rock Me Amadeus by Falco, West End Girls by the Pet Shop Boys, and Runaway by Bon Jovi. There are many more than that, but I can't list them all here. And I do still find myself going back to face these men in the mirror when I need just something to jam out when I'm getting some work done. They're the old reliable for me. As I got older, that changed. Entered the teenage years from, late middle school and basically through all of high school. I got into this weird mix of rap and pop. Now, understand these little mini lists that I've previously had and will be saying here. It's not necessarily exactly all I listened to, not these couple of songs, but it was the bulk, and specifically these types. So, and in this case, it was stuff like Dynamite by Tio Cruz, Flashing Lights by Kanye, What Does the Fox Say by Ylvis, I think I'm saying that right, and Kangaroo Court by Capital Cities. And let's not forget those funky Minecraft versions of songs that were popping out in this era. I know a good number of us are still saying Creeper, aw man, to this day. And after high school, went to college. I was in a bit of a rut. I was alone, as none of my friends were going to the same university as me. I was going to be quite a bit away from home. Not that didn't stop me from coming back, a little bit more frequently than I probably should have, but hey, just how it be. But I didn't know who I wanted to be. It was a weird, tough time for me. I had gotten out of a relationship. I was very soft, very squishy, and I wanted to change. And with that change came my taste in music as part of it. I found myself getting into power metal and a lot of indie / alternative pieces. I basically just let YouTube and its weird algorithm at the time decide whatever I'd listen to based on whatever was in my most recents. So, you had some good stuff in there like Egg by Shoe, Let's Go by Stuck in the Sound, Killers with the Cross by Powerwolf, and honestly the entire Crab and Honey album by Fever the Ghost. Those things got me through my university years. God, I found some absolutely solid bangers in that time. And what's really cool is those weird songs that I found helped me bond with people. I made some lasting relationships and connections because of these weird songs I found and these genres I was getting into. And that was awesome. But as with all things, college came and went. And I took a little time to myself. COVID happened. I joined the workforce properly. And the next shift happened. It stopped being power metal and it became vaporwave. It became electronic. Basically, if I were a bird and it was a wave or synthetic, I was surfing it. Now, outside of like the Song Machine album by Gorillaz, I basically just listened to Resonance by Home on repeat with just a huge chunk of almost anything by Mystery Skulls. I got really obsessed with the Now or Never album, and I mean, honestly, I'm still listening to the stuff today. Dude's amazing. If you haven't listened to honestly anything I've said, please check it all out. But if it's going to be any one thing, please give Mystery Skulls a listen. I'm not endorsed, but holy schmoly, dude's a freaking genius. You know, that was only a couple years ago, weirdly. I mean, I say that, it's been a while. Time moves quickly. And it seems as the older you get, the quicker it goes. Because, as I said earlier, I'm approaching 30, and it's scary. You know, you just gotta get through it. So, where am I at right now with my music tastes? You know, what is the current shift? Well, I wouldn't really call it a shift. It's more like the walls came down. I got out of that cave, you know? I ran up that hill, and I started looking around, and I realized, you know, I like music, like a lot of people do, in all shapes and forms. And I'm not really defined by a genre. I'm not really listening to one thing consistently over and over and over again. I am listening to a lot of stuff from a lot of different people, and it is great. It is so awesome. I mean, I got a playlist that I've been working on with some friends for a while now, and it's at 400 songs plus, and it keeps growing. And it's one of those things where I look at it sometimes, and honestly, you cannot nail down one genre. And I think people should open their horizons. I think they should listen to basically anything and everything, because you don't know what you're going to like until you try it. I mean, that was my philosophy with food. You know, after I was done being a child who only ever ate chicken tenders and mac and cheese, and oh boy, I've had a good time. And I hope to continue to have a good time. But, you know, I think that's about going to do it for this episode. You know, thank you for listening to me ramble, as always. I do hope you had a lovely time. Please let me know down in the comments something you've been listening to lately. Maybe an album, maybe just a specific song. Something you like. Just let me know. You know, maybe also please drop a like, maybe subscribe. And as always, thank you for baking with me today. Goodbye.